Thank you for watching Safe Haven Radio. Today, let's explore the neuroscience of self-worth together, and discover evidence-based methods to build authentic confidence. Many of you may have similar experiences, that persistent inner voice telling you you're not quite good enough, comparing yourself to others, or feeling like an imposter despite your achievements. I want you to know that these feelings are incredibly common, and more importantly, they can be transformed through scientifically validated approaches. Recent groundbreaking research has revealed that self-esteem isn't just a psychological concept. It's a complex neurobiological process involving specific brain regions and neural pathways that can be intentionally strengthened. Today, we'll explore how your brain processes self-worth, what the latest neuroscience tells us about building authentic confidence, and most importantly, practical methods you can start using today. Please remember that while these techniques are powerful, if you're experiencing severe depression or anxiety, it's important to also seek professional support. There's no shame in needing help, it's actually a sign of wisdom and self-care. Let's take this journey at your own pace. There's no rush, no perfection required. Small steps toward healthier self-esteem are meaningful progress, and every effort you make to understand and improve your relationship with yourself matters deeply. Current research from leading neuroscience institutions suggests that self-esteem is represented in the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, a brain region crucial for self-referential processing and value-based decision-making. A comprehensive meta-analysis published in 2024, synthesizing data from 40 unique meta-analyses, found strong associations between self-esteem levels and multiple health outcomes, including reduced anxiety, decreased depression, and improved overall well-being. The effect sizes ranged from moderate to large, indicating that self-esteem improvements can have substantial impacts on mental health. Advanced brain imaging studies from major universities have revealed that individuals with healthy self-esteem show increased gray matter volume in the temporoparietal junction and precuneus regions, areas associated with self-awareness and social cognition. Furthermore, research has identified that multimodal frontostriatal connectivity, the communication between frontal and striatal brain regions, underlies individual differences in self-esteem levels. This means that the strength of connections between these brain areas directly influences how we perceive our worth. One particularly fascinating finding involves the default mode network, a collection of brain regions active during rest and self-reflection. Studies demonstrate stronger connectivity patterns within this network in individuals with healthy self-worth. The brain essentially maintains a more coherent and positive self-narrative when these connections are robust. Additionally, research has shown that self-esteem functions as what scientists call a sociometer, a psychological gauge that constantly updates based on our perceived social standing and the feedback we receive from others. There's still much we don't understand about the full complexity of self-esteem in the brain, and individual responses to interventions can vary significantly. However, comparative research examining different therapeutic approaches has found that combining cognitive restructuring with self-compassion practices produces the largest effect sizes. In clinical trials involving over 1,000 participants, targeted interventions improved self-esteem scores by an average of 42% over 16 weeks, with improvements sustained for at least 1 year post-intervention. Now let's explore practical methods that have been scientifically validated to enhance self-esteem. These techniques work by literally rewiring your brain's self-processing systems, creating new neural pathways that support healthier self-perception. Please try these within comfortable limits, and remember that progress isn't always linear, setbacks are a natural part of the journey. First, the morning self-compassion practice. This simple 5-minute ritual has been shown to activate your brain's caregiving system, reducing cortisol levels and strengthening self-worth neural pathways. Each morning, ideally between 7 and 9 a.m. when cortisol naturally peaks, place your hand gently on your heart. Feel the warmth and pressure of your touch. Then, acknowledge 3 specific strengths you demonstrated yesterday, not grand achievements, but simple acts of courage, kindness, or persistence. For example, I showed patience when I was frustrated, or, I completed a task despite feeling unmotivated. Research indicates this practice begins reshaping neural patterns within just 2 weeks of consistent use. Second, implement the cognitive restructuring protocol using the ABCDE method. When self-critical thoughts arise, and they will, don't fight them directly. Instead, acknowledge the thought without judgment. Examine the belief behind it. What assumption are you making about yourself? Challenge this belief with objective evidence. Would you judge a friend this harshly? Develop an alternative, more balanced perspective. Finally, evaluate the outcome. How do you feel with this new perspective? Studies show this technique effectively rewires negative thought patterns within 4 to 6 weeks. Keep a simple journal to track these instances, as documentation enhances the rewiring process. Third, practice social feedback calibration. Twice weekly, actively seek specific, constructive feedback from trusted individuals about your behaviors, not your worth as a person. Research demonstrates that accurate social feedback updates self-esteem representations in the brain more effectively than self-affirmations alone. Ask questions like, what did you notice about how I handled that situation? Rather than, am I good enough? This distinction is crucial. You're training your brain to separate actions from identity. Fourth, engage in values-based action planning. Identify your core values, perhaps creativity, connection, learning, or contribution. Then commit to one small values-aligned action daily. This could be as simple as sending a supportive message to a friend if connection is your value, or spending 10 minutes learning something new if growth matters to you. Neuroscience research shows this strengthens the connection between self-concept and behavior, engaging reward circuits that reinforce authentic self-esteem. Start with just 10-minute actions and gradually increase complexity as it feels comfortable. Finally, practice mindful self-monitoring each evening for 10 minutes. Sit quietly and observe your self-evaluative thoughts without trying to change them. Notice patterns. Do you criticize yourself more when tired? Are certain situations triggering? This metacognitive awareness is key to maintaining healthy self-esteem. Research indicates this practice reduces rumination significantly and helps prevent the emotional spirals that can damage self-worth. Use guided meditations specifically designed for self-compassion if that helps you maintain focus. If you notice your symptoms worsening or if self-critical thoughts become overwhelming, please don't hesitate to seek professional support. A trained therapist can provide personalized strategies and ensure your safety as you work on building healthier self-esteem. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength and self-respect, not weakness. To summarize what we discussed today, let me share the key insights that can guide your journey toward authentic self-worth. First, self-esteem physically changes your brain structure and connectivity patterns. This isn't just positive thinking, it's neuroplasticity in action. Second, social feedback directly updates your neural self-worth representations, which is why surrounding yourself with supportive people matters so deeply. Third, combining cognitive approaches with compassion practices maximizes lasting change by engaging multiple brain systems simultaneously. Fourth, values-aligned actions strengthen authentic confidence neural circuits, creating a positive feedback loop between your behavior and self-perception. Fifth, metacognitive awareness, simply observing your thoughts, prevents self-esteem fluctuations and reduces harmful rumination. And sixth, that morning self-compassion practice significantly reduces stress hormones, setting a positive neurochemical tone for your entire day. Remember to take your time with these practices. Start with what feels manageable, perhaps just the morning self-compassion ritual, and gradually expand as you feel ready. There's no rush, no competition, no perfect way to do this work. Every small step you take toward treating yourself with kindness and understanding is meaningful progress. The science is remarkably clear. Your brain's self-esteem circuits are extraordinarily plastic and responsive to targeted interventions. You possess the neurobiological capacity to build authentic, lasting confidence through these evidence-based practices. This isn't about becoming someone different or achieving perfection. It's about recognizing and nurturing the worth that already exists within you, using the remarkable adaptability of your own brain. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, try placing your hand on your heart. Feel that warmth, that gentle pressure. This simple act begins a cascade of neurochemical changes that support healthier self-perception. Your brain is ready to wire itself for the self-worth you deserve. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change overnight. You just need to begin, one small, compassionate step at a time. Please note that while these techniques are based on scientific research, they are not a substitute for professional medical treatment. If you're struggling with clinical depression, anxiety, or other mental health conditions, please consult with a qualified healthcare provider. If today's content provided any support or insight, please hit the like button. It helps others find this information who might benefit from it. Subscribe to Safe Haven Radio to continue learning about mental health together. We release new evidence-based content regularly to support your journey toward psychological well-being. May your hearts feel a little lighter, and may you find the compassion for yourself that you so readily offer to others. Thank you for listening to Safe Haven Radio, and remember, you are worthy of kindness, especially from yourself.